Mr. President, 14 years ago, I introduced a bill known as the DREAM Act. My friend and colleague, Senator Leahy, was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And for the last 14 years, we have tried to pass this basic law. And here's what it says. If you were brought to the United States as a child and you were undocumented in America, but you've lived here without committing any serious crime, and you finished high school, we'll give you a chance. If you'll agree to at least do 2 years of college or to enlist in America's military, we would give you a path to citizenship. I offered this because so many young people, about 2.5 million living in this country, were brought here when they were infants, small children. They didn't have any voice in the matter. Their parents decided. They came to the United States. They've lived here as Americans. They've stood up in their classroom every single day and put their hand on their heart and pledged allegiance to that flag. That was their flag. But what they didn't know or didn't understand, they're undocumented. They don't have a country. And the laws of the United States are very clear. If you're one of those people, you have to leave. Leave for at least 10 years and then apply to come back in. I didn't think that was fair. Introduced the DREAM Act. In fact, I had the support of the senior senator from Utah as my co-sponsor when I first introduced it. But we couldn't pass it and make it the law of the land. So the day came when I appealed to the President of the United States, my former colleague from the Senate, the state of Illinois, a sponsor of the DREAM Act. I appealed to the President to give these young people a chance. He took his power as president and issued an executive order. And that executive order said that if these young people would come forward, pay a substantial fee for processing, show that they had no serious criminal record, and show that they had come to the United States years before, they'd be given a chance to stay without fear of deportation. It's called DACA. Well, the president waited and challenged Congress to do something about it. Pass the DREAM Act, pass comprehensive immigration reform. And though it passed in the Senate with 68 votes on a bipartisan roll call, the Republican House of Representatives refused to even call the measure for a vote. A year passed. 2 years have passed. And here we are. No action by the Republican leadership in the House of Representatives, or for that matter, in the Senate, to move comprehensive immigration reform. And the president said that I'm going to step up with my power as president and do what I can to deal with this issue. And he said, let's have some standards. I won't allow anyone to step forward and ask for temporary status in this country unless they've been here at least 5 years. 5 years. And if they step forward, they've got to pay a filing fee for us to process their application. And they have to submit themselves to a criminal and national security background check. We don't want anybody in this country who's a danger to America. If they flunk that part of the test, they're finished and deported. Then they have to put their names on the books to pay their taxes in the United States of America while they are working. And under those circumstances, we'll give them the temporary, renewable right to stay here and work without fear of deportation. And then, several years later, repeat it. Make the application again. The president believes, and I share the belief, we'll be a safer nation if we do that. There could be as many as 11 million undocumented people in this country who would qualify for what we call DAPA, who would have to pay the fee, pay their taxes, go through this background check, and be subject to renewal on a regular basis. Well, today was going to be the day, May 19th, 2015. This was supposed to be the first day that people would be allowed to apply for this new program, the DAPA program. But unfortunately, it's been stopped cold. Stopped by the Republican Party in the House and the Senate, stopped by their efforts in court to stop this president. Oh, they have an alternative. They stated their alternative. Their alternative is for these people to leave the United States. Their candidate for president, Governor Romney, said as much when he ran last time. They have no alternative plan. They want these people, millions of them, to leave the United States in voluntary deportation, as they call it. Well, the sad reality is that's not going to happen. And obviously the Republicans are not going to do anything to deal with our broken immigration system. There are casualties with this decision. One of them is Naomi Florentino. This attractive young woman was brought to the United States from Mexico when she was 10 years old. She grew up in Smyrna, Tennessee. She was an amazing student, active in her community. High school, she was a member of the National Honor Society, Student of the Year awards for algebra and art. Served on the student council, played on varsity soccer and varsity track and field. She threw the shot put and discus. Naomi's dream, though, was to become a robotics engineer. In high school, she was a member of the robotics team. She participated in NASA's Science, Engineering, Math, and Aerospace Academy. She performed so well, she won the Next Generation Pioneer Award. Naomi graduated from high school with an honors diploma, but her immigration status has limited her options. The college counselor at her high school refused to help. He said, "You're undocumented. I won't help you. You're on your own, Naomi." She didn't quit. She took mechanical engineering courses at Lipscomb University in Nashville. She then went on to community college. Understand, these undocumented kids can't get any help going to school. No federal assistance, no Pell Grants, no government loans. She was determined. She wasn't going to quit. At the community college, where she's going to be graduating this spring, she has an associate's degree in mechatronics technology, a field that combines mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, telecommunications engineering, control engineering, and computer engineering. This fall, Naomi will begin to work on her bachelor's degree in engineering at Middle Tennessee State University. Remember what I said? She's on her own. She gets no help from the government to do this because she's undocumented. In her spare time, though, if you can imagine she has any, for 6 years she was judge and mentor in engineering competitions and robotic competitions. Since 2008, she's volunteered as a college mentor with the YMCA Latino Achievers Program in Tennessee. Despite everything that this young woman has achieved in her life, her future is totally uncertain. In 2012, President Obama said, under the DACA program, we're going to protect Naomi and people just like her from deportation. We won't give her any government assistance to go to school, but at least she knows she won't be deported as long as she passes the test that I mentioned earlier. She's now part of the work-study program at Nissan North America in Smyrna, Tennessee plant. They want her. Wouldn't you? This is the largest automotive manufacturing plant in the United States. As a maintenance intern, she assists with troubleshooting on their most sophisticated equipment. This young lady with 2 years of community college. She wrote me a letter, and here's what she said about the DACA program. DACA has meant the opportunity of a lifetime for my academic and professional career. As a student at Smyrna High School, driving past that Nissan plant, I was motivated to be better, with hopes maybe one day of being part of that company. Without proper work organization, it was a goal that I just seemed far-fetched. But today, because of DACA, it's a reality for me. Naomi, thousands like her, 600,000 like her, have stepped forward under President Obama's program. And they are not going to be given any kind of reward. They'll just be given a chance. Mr. President, I don't understand the Republican point of view. The Republicans would have us deport this young woman. Send her back to Mexico. We don't need her. That's their attitude. She, unfortunately, came here because her parents decided to bring her here. Now she's got to pay the price for her parents' decision. Is that what America is all about? Is that what our system of justice is all about? Naomi will be an important part of our future. And thousands like her deserve that chance. That's why today is a sad day. The President's efforts to extend this program and help others, parents of young dreamers like this, has been stopped cold by the courts and stopped by the Republican leadership. President Abraham Lincoln once said, "We cannot escape history." And history is very clear. We are a nation of immigrants. My mother was an immigrant to this country, and I stand here today as senator from the great state of Illinois, very proud of what she did and what her family did when they came to this country. Let us reward those who are willing to come to America to work and make it better. Let us give these young people a chance. Let us, once and for all, say that this nation of immigrants is proud of our heritage and prouder still of what immigrants can mean to our future.